Well, hey there, and welcome to another episode of the After Hours Chats podcast. And we're here after hours in this kind of, well, not really after hours, but we're still hanging out here in this kind of creepy, kind of haunted park, North Park it's called. And it's actually home to what's said to be one of the most haunted roads in Pennsylvania, which we will be exploring in a future vlog after this one. But I'm here with a longtime friend of mine, filmmaker Matt Jefferson. I have been in a couple of his films, including The Downfall of Mr. Difford, which is becoming kind of like its own little franchise and everything. There's going to be more Difford-Verse films coming out. I was in the first Downfall of Mr. Difford, then I was also in A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, which is also Difford-Verse. But we're going to talk to Matt a little bit about his films and I don't know, maybe get into a little bit more stuff. So, all right, well, just tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, I know you, but for anybody else that may not.
Hello, I am Matt Jefferson. I know my name because that's what's written on my birth certificate. No, I'm joking, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I originally wanted to be like a comic book artist, and I basically, when I started, I drew a lot, and somehow I discovered makeup effects. Mm-hmm. And as you can see right here, you can obviously see that I was heavily fascinated with special makeup effects and creating monsters. So that's where my original career wanted to be, was basically just doing effects.
Yeah.
And I got bit by the directing bug. And so I started making my own stuff, but mostly I've been working on other people's stuff as well. We worked with Travis Bowen.
We did, yes.
A friend of mine, Greg Cupan.
Yes, I remember Greg, yeah.
and basically, I've been, throughout years, been doing short films. The only feature right now that I have done was Difford, but I also had worked on other feature films as well, either behind the scenes or just acting in them. Mm-hmm. But I've been doing this, probably 2006. Officially. Yeah. But as for making short films and everything else, it would basically just be as childhood, because I started out with family members and friends of doing home movies, and it just took off. Never thought that I would ever want to do it, but it's been part of my life since then.
Yeah, cool. And like, these are some of your creations. Most of them were used in the movie The Downfall of Mr. Difford.
Yes.
So how did the concept of like Difford come about?
Okay, so I was looking at I started getting interested in all these underground horror films that you would see being made in Ohio, Pittsburgh, or anywhere else.
Yeah.
I had seen Russian filmmakers' Vision of Suffering. It's no longer what it used to be, but because it's been heavily edited by the filmmaker. But I was looking at that. I was looking at Fred Vogel's August Underground, and I was like, I could actually do something like that, where it's just push the envelope of gore and whatnot. And the original, when I thought, okay, what would be an easy thing to do, is like a psychological thing that I was dared to do by Greg was, you've always made monsters and whatnot. Right. Why don't you try to do a psychological killer and whatnot? So it was like, that's where that came from. Mm-hmm. And so Difford was there, but he didn't have a name. I basically just had it. Was like, okay, here's a killer. He's going to be a doctor, and he's going to be dissecting people.
Yeah.
And that was basically the idea. That was the concrete idea. And there was no, you never got to see, in the original 10 pages, you never got to see the detectives. Yeah. He wasn't in an interrogation room. He was just basically going to tell these stories, and it would just go off into segments of him killing people. And that was the original idea. Yeah. But it was going to be very toned down and just gore in your face. Right. But when I came down to writing the original 10 pages, it was like, I got nothing here. It was like it feels soulless. So yeah. I then started incorporating the detectives, Vic and Gordon. Mm-hmm. The names came from an early short film where I stole those names of my own work. Yeah. But I incorporated them. I incorporated other characters. I incorporated your character. Yeah. your character is actually funny because I thought, here's a character that basically is going to not want to do anything that Difford wants.
Yes.
But the only thing that is like, okay, you're pointing a gun at me.
You're
like,
right. Yeah.
But
yeah.
When I started writing in 2010. I didn't get the final draft until 2012.
Yeah.
We were supposed to start filming in late 2013, but it didn't happen until 2014 when we finally got the interrogation room.
There you go. But yeah, location is sometimes like, that's everything. And and like speaking of having to get the interrogation room, what challenges were faced making it? Because I was on the set for my part, but like, what about the rest of it?
When we the actor and friend Jason Fuller, he basically said, I know somebody who could get us into his job where they could at least let us film in a room. And it basically was a church. A really big, a huge church with multiple rooms. There was like 3 altars. And I was like, I just wanted to film in one little room.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with it. I should have milked it
I was gonna say, and that would have been such cool footage there, especially if they were letting you film. You know?
Well, that's the thing. We were snuck in.
Oh, okay.
Because at one
guerrilla filmmaking at its finest. There you go.
At one point, we were done filming.
Yeah.
It was during the summer, and it was in the final day of that room because what happened was. I had a shirt on, but somebody could still see the fake blood on me for the white shirt, button-up shirt, and they got us kicked out of that room.
Oh no!
Some little old ladies had seen. It's like, he's got blood on his shirt. It's like, that's just ketchup. He's a messy eater.
There you go.
But
hey, if you ever need an excuse, if you're filming a horror movie or even a crime drama where somebody gets killed, but yeah.
But luckily, we were told by the guy. He's also in the movie, Dave Dirch. He has a scene in it too. He's in the Happy Campers segment. Yeah. But we were told, okay, we're allowed back in. We can't film in that room. It was like, oh, that's going to be very awkward. But the room that we were going to film is like a 3rd floor, and it was going to be 90 degrees up there. This is during summertime, like July of 2014. And if anyone who watches Difford, when we switch location, you can tell that we switch locations because in the script it was supposed to stay in one interrogation room, but we were supposed to. I kept thinking, it was like, how do we switch locations? And not make it look dumb for the audience to say that's not the same location. So I said, we're going to add a scene.
There you go.
And where Dr. Arnold says, can we move the patient to a different room? That's basically it. That was the only my savior for that. And it kind of worked. Nobody questioned it, which I'm surprised by.
Oh gosh!
Out of all the things in that movie, is like that nobody questions that shit.
There you go.
But
that's funny.
Yeah, it was like we finished it, but it was like when you watch Difford, you could see my arm completely dripping fake blood because I'm sweating to death. You can see the other actors, Jason and Eric, all sweating to death up there.
Oh no!
And luckily, Jason had brought in this high-powered fan.
Yeah.
But the only sad part is we couldn't have that fan on because it was too loud, so we had to turn it off for sound.
Yeah.
And we were dying in that room.
And you're dying. Yeah. So it's like every time somebody yells "cut," the director yells "cut." It's like turn the fan on.
No, it was literally like that. I said, it was like, I was like, all right, cut, fan.
Yeah. Like, let's cool off for a moment.
Sometimes I would be standing in front of it, just like, I can't move. I'm covered in fake blood and I'm sticky all over.
Oh man. Yeah. So, but that definitely sounds like it was definitely quite a time, but that's kind of cool though, because like, you have those like cool memories from making it. And that's, in a way that's kind of like what makes it fun and how you have like those really interesting and fun behind the scenes stories to tell. Oh
yeah, definitely. It is like, there's so many stories. I think one that never gets talked about was the Happy Campers, where it was a nightmare. We lost the actor. He called no-showed twice.
Oh no!
On 2 different film dates, and so we had to replace him. We had a backup.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But
nobody notices it. But there's only one way that when you're watching the movie is like when you notice it, you could hear by the crickets.
Yeah. Oh goodness. But some of these monsters, these are your creations. Mm-hmm. Really, really cool.
Thank you.
And they do make an appearance in Difford. So yeah, tell a little bit about these guys.
Okay, so during Difford's acid trip nightmare, he sees this thing in it. It appears in his acid trip twice. It kind of stalks him, but it's supposed to lead into the different stages of his hell.
Right. Okay.
And this is like in this thing. This is a character, no name, unfortunately, but it's one of Difford's victims. It's in the final Difford's acid trip, where this character is supposed to speak to him, and all his victims start rising up. I kind of was influenced by 2 different movies, Maniac and Night Flyer, where the dead rise up and they start trying to attack either the villain or the protagonist, and they start hacking them up and whatnot. And I thought, well, I'm going to do something similar, but in a very low budget sense. So that's what I did with that scene. And I get, for that whole segment, I get praised like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Very cool.
And this is Difford's brain.
Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. If you're watching.
Don't eat that mushroom.
Yeah. If you're watching the video version, you'll see it. If you're listening to the audio version, then go to the YouTube channel or Apple iTunes and you'll get to see it on the video version on Apple or YouTube. So, all right. And Difford has a bunch of like kind of very trippy and maybe a little bit of paranormal experiences. So have you in real life ever had a paranormal experience?
Lots.
Woo, yeah.
I actually had dealt with a lot as a kid, and this is no lie. It's like all these stories are actually true. My cousin, when we were young, basically said, "Hey, the parents are out. Let's bring out the Ouija board." It's like, I don't know what that is, but sure.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the main details of it because I was way too young.
Yeah.
And memory issues. So basically, we unearthed something. There was green lighting in the out backyard.
Oh, wow.
And we stopped, but the only sad part is we never said goodbye. And you're supposed to say goodbye.
Yeah.
We never said goodbye in a Ouija board. That's a big no-no.
That's a big no.
Everybody's probably listening to this or watching and going, "Oh, you guys are idiots." It's like, I didn't know the rules. I was too young.
Yeah.
But and ever since then, I actually always feel a presence always lurking around me. Not not in a cursive way, not like it is harmful, but it's like it's always there to remind me. It's like, hey, I'm over here.
Yeah. You always want to close the door, but
It's too late now, but so something's attached to me.
I was gonna say, get out the frankincense, Palo Santo, all that stuff.
Everything.
But yeah, oh man. So, but yeah, like, have you had like anything where you felt like say whether it's that presence or whatever, have you had like any specific anything, like them do anything specific, or is it just there?
I remember basically one time, and it was at work. We were pounding the state snow stakes in. These were like metal snow stakes in.
Yeah.
And you had to use one of those is a road. I don't know what the frame is, but you're supposed to put it over the peg and start slamming it into the ground.
Yeah.
And if the ground isn't frozen, it makes it worse. Sorry, my mistake. If the ground is frozen, it makes it worse.
Yeah.
My mistake. But I remember my coworkers were basically slacking, where I started realizing like, oh, they're having me do it all.
Oh man.
And then it's like I was starting to get fed up, and one of them said, okay, finally. It was like, here, you do it. And then I just started feeling like weird chills and whatnot. And then he goes, and one of the guys goes to do it, and the entire handles break on the contraption, and they had to re-weld it.
Oh man.
So
yeah,
something like that. I've had ghost moments where I went and visited a friend, and their TV would turn on onto the Snow Channel for no apparent reason, and basically. I was like, I go to turn it off.
Yeah.
It would turn back on. It was like, okay, either somebody has a remote control messing with me,
right? Yeah.
Or so I did it one more time. I looked for the remote. I put it down. I was like, okay, it turns back on.
Oh wow.
So I was like, for that third time, I was like, all right, I'm unplugging the TV. Now, if it turns back on, I'm leaving. It didn't turn back on.
It didn't turn back on. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I know sometimes if the battery's low in the remote, sometimes that can mess with the TV a little bit, you know. So, but if those were fresh batteries in the remote, you know, I mean, yeah, it's possible. So
I was told they were.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh. So now, you know, I've been exploring a lot of like the, you know, urban legend and cryptids and all that stuff. Most recently, I went to Point Pleasant, West Virginia, on a little Mothman adventure. But I know, because you're from Ohio, Ohio has its Dogman.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of any of those urban legends?
I've heard a few, but the only thing is for me, and everyone's going to laugh who listens to this, is like, I really don't pay attention that much to the cryptids and whatnot. But it's like, if anyone's like, here, read this, and I will actually check it out. But it's like the number one cryptid I always thought was interesting was Mothman.
Right, yeah.
Because you don't know, it's like when Mothman appears, something always happens.
Yeah, it's almost like he's an omen, like he's like a warning, like warning you about something. Whereas I don't know, some of these other cryptids, they're just like Dogman. He just seems just mean, you know, like all the stuff that I've read up on him. So
and it's weird because when you start looking into Ohio's lore, there's so many.
There's a lot, yes.
And I couldn't even believe it. I was like, why is there so many cryptids? Not only cryptids, but bizarre things that are happening. Like it was like so many haunted houses, so many things. We even have the 6 points.
Yes.
So it's very weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And well, it's like, it just seems like this, just this whole general area, like Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. It's like this whole, like that tri-state, like it's just, it's like, it just seems like it just has just this, like it's steeped in a lot of like urban myth and lore, and, you know, and I don't know, I don't think they're myths. I mean, because enough credible people have seen these things, you know, to where, you know, it does kind of, you know, it begs the question. It's like, okay, but you know, where do they come from? Are they interdimensional, you know, extraterrestrial, you know, what are your thoughts?
For me, it could be a mix of both, because it's like, we don't know, we may think we know everything, but we don't.
We really don't. Yeah.
Granted, we are stuck in a reality where it's just like, everyone's like, oh, magic doesn't exist, but it's like, I beg to differ, because there's like some weird divine interventions that I have seen.
Oh yeah.
And not only just me, but it is like everyone, you know,
absolutely,
including the viewers and whatnot. But I actually believe all that stuff. So it's like, either it's from space or it's somewhere on this planet. Or multiverses or anything. It's like, it could be, honestly, the as long as you keep an open mind about it, it's like where, you know, where you can have reality and still be a believer of it, you know, because it's like, if you tell this to anyone, any normal person, would be like, you're crazy. But no, for me, it's like, for, you know, I'm 42 right now. Anyone who watches this 10 years later, he's like, he's no longer 42. But I believe, you know, that that exists, and you know, it's only a matter of time where that fourth wall was broken.
No, I hear you. I agree, because I just think, especially in the last couple of years, there's just been like something of a shift,
Oh yeah,
and there's, and it's just like, when you think about time, and to me, I think like the man-made time that we have, like especially this Gregorian calendar, is kind of a trap in a way.
it kind of is.
Really is, yes. Well, I mean, one of the main reasons why they wanted to put that into place in place of like the Julian calendar was, basically to remind people of, tax season. So it was all about taxes. It was all, and it was all about, all of that fun stuff. But yeah, because there is that running joke, and I forget the exact dates, but I think it was something like when they made the switch from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, it was like, okay, everybody went to bed. I think it's, I'm sorry if I get this wrong, but it's like, they went to bed on October 3rd and woke up on like October like 13th or 15th or something like that. And, and that tells you, like what a lot of humans perceive as time. I mean, it's an illusion, and, and because we're supposed to be in alignment with the cycles, with the seasons.
Yeah.
And, we're not supposed to be running on this, because I mean, personally, like starting a new year in the dead of winter on January 1st is like probably the dumbest idea.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It really is, because, because, and this is why, nobody can stick to their New Year's resolutions, or at least most people cannot, because you're not meant to be like starting something brand new in the dead of winter, like, because that's when everything else is hibernating. Now, of course, that doesn't mean be, just like, be lazy or anything like that. But, because, I mean, and I still work on some creative projects in the wintertime, but for me, winter is mostly just just kind of getting some ideas and like finishing up what I might still need to finish before starting the next steps, and just starting to think about, okay, planting the seeds for springtime, because originally the new year was like most ancients consider the new year to be in the springtime. And fun fact, the Ethiopian calendar, if you go to Ethiopia, most of them are using a calendar that is, guess what year?
What?
2018. And here's the thing though, too, and you can even look that up too, because I did look that up before saying it, because I didn't want to give like wrong information or anything like that. But even if because if you look at like the Ethiopian calendar, like 28, they're running on a 28, like a calendar that's in the year 2018. And they run on a calendar that's more similar to the Julian calendar too.
Yeah.
So it's really, like I said, really interesting how, when you look at time, I mean, even with daylight savings, the fact that we can even have the discussion of, should we or shouldn't we, that alone tells you, okay, what most perceive as time, is actually, is it even real, Well, and
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like look at the Mayan calendar.
Yeah.
That when everyone thought, oh, when the Mayan calendar is done,
Mm-hmm.
that's the end of the world.
Right.
And we're still here.
Right. Well, a lot of people think that was more symbolic. Like the Mayan calendar, it was going to, I mean, now, of course, you have to keep in mind, too, there was a lot of changing of the calendar since the Mayans, wrote that calendar. And other people actually think that it was more symbolic, like it was going to be like you were going to see the end of an era, and that's what was going to be no more.
Actually, that probably would make better sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as opposed to, this big like Armageddon destruction and everything, which I think
a lot of people took way too seriously.
A lot of people took that way too seriously, and that's the thing though too. And stuff like that makes you live in fear, and I am of the belief that, where your attention goes, energy flows. So if you're constantly living in fear and, you know, you're just constantly just, you know, looking for the absolute worst things to happen, I mean, that's what you will perceive, you know, and that's what, I mean, you know, and that's what that's like the kind of reality that you'll end up living in. Because, I mean, and I don't know if you've noticed this, but sometimes it's like, I swear, people are living in completely different realities from each other, because you'll see one person talking about how, like, you know, everything is just like, their account of one thing is like absolutely terrible, and then somebody else's account of like literally the same exact event is like, actually, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. And meanwhile, they were both there.
No, I know what you mean.
You know, yeah.
For me, when I see people like, even religions, when like they count down to, oh, this is the end of, you know, everything, and it was like, why do you want to die? It's like, don't you want to live? Don't you want the next generations to carry on? Don't you want to evolve?
Exactly. Well, I do think too, because I came across a couple of videos on Instagram the other day about how, you know, a lot of what we perceive as time, and what we've been offered as the calendar and time and even perception of age and all that stuff, like, that's there to trap you, you know?
Oh yeah. Because if let's see, I've seen people who are 90 and can move pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
And then there are other people who are 60 and act like they're 90.
They're 90, yes.
I have a friend who's around my age. He thinks he's an old man, and he acts like it.
Yeah.
Me, it's like, maturity wise, is like,
young and spry.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And it's the way how you perceive everything, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think that if people, you know, took time, and, you know, it was like, meditate.
Yes.
And that would actually help them, because it's like, because time could either go real fast, or you could slow it down. It's basically how you look at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then there's also the perception that, you know, past, present, and future is kind of happening all around us, you know, and that's where you really start to get like a little bit like on the trippier side and everything, like with portals and you know,
definitely
things like that. Yeah.
Very funny thing, slightly off topic, the same. When I used to work for a cemetery, I basically had been accused of being a vampire.
Woo! Yeah.
Because when I told them my age, they looked at me like, really? You're not that age. It's like, no, I really am. You look like you're in your 20s. It's like, no, I'm not. And they're like, you're a freaking vampire. It's like, no, why would I'm out in the sun? It's like, I've seen Blade. It's like, oh my God. But yeah, it was like, it's mind over matter.
Yes, basically. Absolutely. I 100% agree and everything. And, but what urban legend or paranormal event like fascinates you the most?
It's always been the creatures for me. A recent urban legend I heard was, and it's a real easy one, and it's the guy the slasher who hides underneath your car to slice your ankles. And I think
that's painful.
I think that's frightening.
That is.
Like, who could fit underneath a car, especially if it's low?
That's why I wear boots for the most part.
I don't. I should.
Yes.
But I think that's horrifying. It's like, who could sneak under there, crawl under there, and just hold a knife and just slit? To me, that's the most modern freak out I've ever heard.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Because I could see it's like your skin crawled as soon as I mentioned it. Mine too. Because it's like, if it cuts your Achilles heel, it's game over.
Well, plus with like my ankle injury that I had recently, anything with my ankle. No, it's okay. No, anything with my ankle. I'm like,
That's
but
right.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
I was like, thanks, Matt. You brought up trauma for me.
No, you're fine. No. But that's, no, I wear boots and everything. So for the most part, but there's so many, but I don't know. I find the whole like Resurrection Mary urban legend, very cool and interesting.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, okay. So basically, Resurrection Mary, she's basically a ghost of a woman who came home, who she was on her way home from the dance, from like a dance, and it was like, this was like maybe back in the 1930s.
I was going to say 50s. I am so wrong.
I think it was 1930s. It may have been, but it was definitely like 1950s or sooner. But she was on her way home from the dance, and she ended up getting hit by it was like a hit and run accident, and basically it said that like her her ghost will appear on the area where she was hit. Now here is where like the urban legend also kind of like thickens a little bit. Well, this young man like met this woman who was, very, she was, attractive, and she kind of seemed otherworldly, and they were at a dance, like at like a local like dance social, and they danced all night, and he offered to take her home. And so when he was driving her home, she said, hey, can you drop me off here at this corner? Okay, so he did, and and then he asked, and then he asked her like, hey, can I call you? Like, what's your name? Where do you live? And like, and I think she told him where she lived and everything.
Yeah.
And so she gets out of the car, and and he's so he wants to see her again, and she kind of disappears into the night. And so when she, so basically, after she disappears, he goes home, and I think it's like a day or two, like a couple days later, he goes to visit the place where she said she lived. So he knocks on the door, and this older woman answers the door, and he asks about, because the woman's name was Mary. So he asks the older woman, hey, I'm looking for Mary, because he assumes like that's, it's her mom. And so he goes, hey, I'm looking for Mary. And then the mom says, there's no one, there's no Mary here. So, and then she closes the door, and, and she kind of got, kind of weird, too, when he asked her, about Mary. And so he goes back, like, I think it's like a day or two later, and knocks on the door, and he said, hey, I met this really great girl, Mary, and she said she lives here. And then over the older woman's shoulder, he says he sees a picture of the woman. He goes, that's her. And she goes like, he's like, yeah. And she goes, she's like, who, like her, like, what do you mean? And then he goes, I met her. We met at a dance, and she and I'd like to see her if that's okay. And then he goes, and then the mom goes, basically says, yes, that is my daughter Mary, but she died many years ago. She was hit by a car, and and so that's another story behind the whole Resurrection Mary.
I would have been basically saying, I am sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
I'll go now. And then as soon as they shut the door, like, I'm going to have a breakdown and talk to a shrink, because I would have been freaked out, honestly.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But no, that I could see that actually happened. That would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely, it's one of those, like I said, it's one that's kind of like fascinated me. Then there's like several of them where like there's like a hook on, you hear like scraping on your like door, and like
Hook man.
yeah, and you see like a hook on the handle, and there's like an escaped convict with like a hook for a hand and everything. Yeah, so it's just those those things, and the Blue Mist Road, which is like very close to here, which we will be visiting. I'm doing my Haunted Roads of Pennsylvania little tour, as per Tony Lavorna's Haunted Roads of Pennsylvania book. He gave me his blessing to visit all of the all of the roads and everything that he covered in the book. So, and Irwin Road, where we're very close to right now, is one of them. So I figured, yeah, let's start there. So yeah, cool.
Adventure.
Yes, adventure. So are there any haunted roads that you know of in Ohio?
No, but it was like they always go for the where we're usually at. I'm sure there's everywhere in the country and whatnot, but crossroads.
Okay.
Where you're supposed to, like, if you make an offering, never look back.
Yeah.
If anyone answers your name, don't answer them. And
yeah.
Stuff like that. If you're offering them something for a wish or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that's something right there. God, I'm trying to think of if there's any roads. I'm sure there are in Ohio. I really don't. I would have to actually read up on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered something. There is a haunted place.
Ooh.
And you were at it.
Oh, which one?
Where Jason Fuller used to live, where we filmed Mr. Difford. Your scene.
Oh.
Right behind that, not just on the property itself of that apartment, but also behind it in those woods. That's actually considered to be haunted.
Oh, yeah. In the woods.
Yeah.
Do you know what, like with what or what happened or anything?
There's like different stories. There's people walking around, supposed to be ghosts, but also it was like there's the supposed Indian burial ground.
Right. Okay.
Stuff like that. I mean, it was like I could always send you the link and story of it, but it's like when I found out about that area is haunted, it's like, oh, nice. We actually filmed that. We
filmed in a haunted place. Cool. Yeah. Very cool. So, but what's coming up next in the Difford-Verse?
Right. Actually, there was another, it was a short film that you were in.
Yes.
All Hell the Unknown is actually in the Difford-Verse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. In the dialogue between some of the characters, they actually mention Winsterville.
Oh, that's true.
And I put that in the script because it's supposed to be like a side thing. It was like it's a town over, but it's supposed to be linked up to different.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And there will be more links between both Difford and All Hell the Unknown in the future and whatnot.
Nice. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, because I had a lot of fun with my character in All Hail the Unknown. That's very cool. So there's going to be more Difford films.
Difford films, other projects and whatnot. I'm also working on an art book.
Ooh.
Where it's supposed to showcase all my artistry from basically my old art to current art and a few future art that I had drawn, like at least 10 pieces of art that I had just did recently. They're digital, but I haven't posted them. Nobody knows. Only a selective few know.
Yeah.
But at least I showed you the book of the cover.
Yes.
The book cover, sorry.
Yeah. And you're for those watching the video version, you're wearing one of your shirts.
Oh yeah.
With some of your art on it.
I don't know if anyone can see it. Maybe.
Well, we'll brighten it, but
take a picture and insert it in.
Yeah, there you go.
This is what it looks like.
This is what it looks like. Yes. Yeah, very cool. And where can people follow you and see what you've got going on?
Right now, I'm just surviving work for 12 hours. But from the art book, I'm going to also be working on a few other movies. I still have to get a short film edited and completed. Yeah. I also want to get my older movies to a distribution where they're much more wider release compared to me just selling it myself. Because that it would actually help out better because it's been a few years. I think I could part with a few of these.
You can part with I think you can. Yeah. Especially, and I think having the screening of Difford and all that stuff and having the, people have the good reaction to it, you had, I think, you can part with, a couple of them.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I kept thinking, I have a bunch of short films. I have one feature film.
Yeah.
That would actually make one hell of kind of a box set.
Yeah.
A mini box
absolutely.
set would be nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, because we just had The Girl 2 get distributed and picked up and everything. And I think
supposedly one is supposed to come out too, but I don't know when. No one's told me anything. I'm left in the dark on that one.
Yeah, because we're both in that movie. And also Midnight Massacre did that. You said that got picked up? Yeah.
It's kind of been in talks with getting picked up, but it's in a very rough final cut.
Right.
But there's a few things that they have to fix with not just with slight audio, but music and a few scenes that need put back in.
Yeah. So
that was, oh my God, that was a movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I know
but it got done. Yeah.
It did. It was like, because I remember I was asked to help out with the editing. I was like, well, why am I being brought on? It was like, because I've seen you get your stuff done quick, so maybe you could help. So I was basically the enforcer, the referee between both editor and director, and I'm there in the middle just trying to get them both to get the project done.
Get it done.
Luckily, it was done. Yeah. There was a premiere of it at a theater. Movies 8, unfortunately, no longer with us.
I know, that's so sad. Yeah.
And I'm just glad that a few people seen it, and hopefully down the road, whether if Travis releases it himself or it gets picked up, I think he would rather get it picked up. Right. I don't think he wants to deal with that. But I'm hoping at least if it's not this year, hopefully next year it'll see an actual physical release.
Yes.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
Don't hold it to it. Don't hold me to it, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, because, we're both also in Midnight Massacre. So, yes, cool. All right. So, and where can people find you on the socials?
Right.
Yes.
I went into a completely different topic. I am so sorry for everyone, including you. But I'm on Facebook, Matt Jefferson. You can find NDS Films on there as well, the page, but it's easy to find me. Yeah. I'm also on Instagram, NDS_Jefferson. I'm also on YouTube. Look up Mr. Difford. You'll find the trailer and whatnot, but then you can subscribe to the channel because I think it's Madman MJ something. Yeah. I don't even remember what it is. It's old. Yeah. I think it's from not 98. 2008. I think that's how old it is.
Your Instagram, yeah. So.
Oh no, the YouTube channel.
YouTube channel, yeah. What about your Instagram?
The Instagram, I think it was. I said it was NDS_Jefferson.
Oh, Jefferson. Okay.
But it's it's easy to find.
Yes. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for sitting down, and hopefully this will be the first of a couple discussions on the Difford-Verse and indie filmmaking and all that stuff, and stories about how you had to sneak into a location and got kicked out, and those are some of the best stories, though. You know,
not too many people know that. It was got snuck into a big building that's a church, multiple churches all in one, and you're filming in one single room, and then they catch you because they saw blood on you. They're like, hey, what's going on here?
Oh, man. All right, I'm just a messy eater. There you go.
That was the only excuse. I wish I had said that to them, but it was unfortunately I don't. But it's a funny story to say it now.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for listening. And be sure to check out Matt's stuff. And, and I also have the, did you want to say something else?
I just wanted to say.
Because you looked very you were ready to say something.
I'm always ready to say something. It just takes the gears to turn. I just want to say thank you for actually wanting to interview me and talk about this.
Yeah,
it does mean a lot. But also, I want to thank your viewers for listening and putting up with me. He's like, he's
Oh,
rambling.
goodness. It's okay. You know what? Hey, we like, free conversation here and everything. So, but yeah, but thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for listening or watching, where whatever you do. And yeah, and I'll see you in the next episode. And until then, stay safe, stay fierce, but of course, always stay spooky.